Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Re-election. Osun stands still for Governor Oyetola. Bodija market fire aided by stored petrol, says fire service. Lull in demand. Drops oil price below the $100 per barrel. ASUU rejects Buhari's end to strike call. Tax defaulters to face prosecution. Battle for Alaafin over your stools hots up. And Atiku's camp enlists orderly others to woo Wike. Okay, story we're starting with?
Taxpayers. So they have been given amnesty by the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme, V8, and the Joint Tax Board, JTB, in collaboration with the Federal Inland Revenue, with the those were the bodies that gave this tax sort of amnesty, and they said they will commence a full-scale enforcement exercise on defaulting taxpayers. Now, the FRS chairman has said that this would also include prosecution, and it will affect taxpayers who did not take advantage of the V8s. Now, the Joint Tax Board, in conjunction with the Federal Inland Revenue Service, has mentioned that they are not going to take it lightly with those taxpayers who they have given amnesty, but they still refused to get in line and pay up. They also said the defaulting taxpayers will be assessed to tax in accordance with the relevant provisions of the tax laws, and those who still have outstanding tax liabilities which have been previously declared under the scheme have been encouraged to pay up, or else their reliefs will be cancelled. And when their reliefs are cancelled, they will go to a full-blown re-evaluation of all their tax assets. And they mentioned that they were going to be... So there's an executive order we started in 2017. It said executive order number 004-2017, which provided that there will be opportunity for taxpayers who default in their liabilities to voluntarily declare their assets and income and pay taxes due on them, and in return obtain amnesty from prosecution. But they've realized that most of these things that they have given, some people have not taken advantage of it. So if you do not take advantage of this, it's going to be worse off for you as a taxpayer, basically.
Businesses here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Alaafin stool that has been vacant since the past 3 months. The late Alaafin Obalamidi Olaiwola Adeyemi III joined the ancestors about 3 months ago, and they are now shortlisted. They have shortlisted 48 princes from the Agunloye royal family, and they'll present this list to the Oyomesi and a group of 7 kingmakers who are expected to consult the Ifa oracle in the process of selecting the right candidate for the throne. So the people of Oyo should just be looking down, counting down to this period. I think that our culture is so beautiful that we tend to just, because we feel that there's something fetish about it, we ignore it. But I'm excited about the shortlisting process, and let's see how it goes.
So the ongoing plan, reconciliation plan in PDP, if you recall, Governor Wike is still disgruntled concerning the pick of Governor Okowa as the running mate for Atiku. So I've been saying this since last week that Atiku will be back soon, but I'm still told that they are still expecting Atiku Abubakar this week to come back herself and then to have to lead the talks. But they have also said that key leaders in APC, they're expecting the ex-governor Peter Odili, 2 former presidents of the Senate, Senator David Mark and Brokala Saraki, chairman of the Board of Trustees, Senator Walid Jibril and others, who are like founding fathers of PDP, to go and appease Governor Wike. Although Governor Wike has strongly said that in any reconciliation, he doesn't want to speak to ASUU, which is the BOT chair, that they should remove him from the conversation. And also that, and so they're hoping, so hopefully this week Atiku returns, and then there should be some kind of a meeting too, because obviously after he met with those key APC governors, it has sent a bit of jittery within PDP. They're worried that he might actually be defecting to APC, and that would not be good at all, because the Tinubu has almost secured Northeast and the West, and that they really need that Southeast desperately, and South, and they need Wike for that. Okay.
Our president met with his classmates in Daura, his primary and secondary school classmates, and they were happy. They took pictures together, and the president said, "Oh, that if he feels like all the memories came back to him."
His classmates.
Yes, his classmates, primary school and secondary school. I saw their pictures together.
How many?
There were a few of them.
Wow.
They said they prayed for the ones that have passed on
within the last 1 year.
And the head was Senator Abba. The leader of the class association was Senator Abba Ali.
Okay, I see it here.
Yeah.
In The Guardian. I've seen
No,
the
it's
picture.
in
picture,
Yeah, the picture is in
the
The Guardian.
Please show me. I didn't see Guardian.
Oh, his classmates are, look at them.
Yeah, really old.
Please.
We thank God for the long life.
Long life.
Pass it to me. I want to see it too.
Wow, interesting. That's
Can you
so
remember your
nice. So
classmates?
he felt like a child again.
Yeah, he said it felt like when they were young.
Oh, nice.
And that was very...
It's a long time ago.
you know, because even me that I'm 60, when I meet with my classmates, I feel old. I know how it must have felt.
All right, let's move on to the punch. Police declare war on vote buyers, deploy detectives. Nigeria records 27 cases of vaccine-derived polio. One-way drivers worsen Lagos-Ibadan road gridlock and travelers stuck. 18 Catholic priests kidnapped, 3 killed in the 2022. Stop lobbying for posts or postings. National Assembly warns workers. Akindele Jandor's running mates promises women better deal. Christian tickets would have set Nigeria on fire, says cleric Ayedogbon. Muslim ticket, a disastrous error, says ex-SGF Lawal. Nupeng threatens solidarity strike with ASUU. And blame Nigerians for voting bad leaders. Goats don't vote, says Senator. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Can I start with the traffic?
Please.
There was gridlock yesterday on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And I wanted to take this story because they said it was caused... I mean, there was traffic because there's road construction. But a lot of the cars were going in the opposite direction. And so it caused even further...
It made it worse.
So some people were there for hours and hours. Someone said she was there for 4 hours. Another person said he was there for 2 hours. Just from... the Carib Beach to Opik, you know. So the road people, the road safety, they complained about people, and they said it's caused mainly by when a so-called VIP will just go on the wrong side of the road. With his
Other people will follow him.
Other people will follow, and when you stop them, they'll say, you know, see that one for front. So even, please, leaders, our VIPs, be responsible now.
Yeah.
You know, just try and be responsible. Anyway, it was a win-win for some people, like the traders who
made the kill.
will not sell up to 1 carton.
Oh, now they are selling. In traffic. Wow.
But traffic should be coming more and more.
Imagine.
Okay, let's find another
so
story.
The Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers are saying that they will not hesitate to join in the proposed nationwide strike following the prolonged ASUU, NASU, and SANU industrial actions. And this, they said, have been paralyzing our educational system in tertiary educations in the country. So according to the National President, Williams Akporeha, and the General Secretary, Afolabi Olawale, he said that they joined together to condemn the actions of government, saying that government is having like a lackadaisical attitude towards the strike that is ongoing. And it shows that they are not interested in ensuring quality education for the people of Nigeria. And so this is more like a warning to them that if they do not step up and, you know, revisit ASUU's demands, instead of just focusing on the general elections and wasting money on that, they are going to be striking. This is a warning to them, and they will not say that they have not been warned to sit up.
Okay, so a popular Nollywood actress, Funke Akindele, was unveiled yesterday by the PDP as the running mate for their governorship flag bearer for Lagos State, Ms. Dr. Olajide Adediran, a.k.a. Jandor. She said that she's coming in, she's sacrificing her career, and just like he has also, for the growth of Lagos State. According to them, both of them plan to tackle infrastructure problems, and she also will be focusing on the youth, women, and children. So she's, according to her, they both made sacrifices to join politics to bring positive change to the people of Ikorodu State and for Ikorodu and the state at large. And they will be building a state where our children can live rather than running away out of the country. So many have congratulated her, and others have had different reservations on that, but we'll see how that goes. Okay.
I want to take the sad story of 18 Catholic priests have been kidnapped in Nigeria in just this 2020. most of the kidnapped Catholic priests were released, but sadly 3 of them lost their life. There was one of them that was in Esako North. I want to mention the names of those who lost their lives. Yes. Reverend Father Peter Amodu was kidnapped by armed men, abducted on his way to celebrate Mass, lost his life. A day earlier, on the 25th of June, a gunman killed Kaduna State Catholic Reverend Father Vitrus Borogo, and another father was killed. His name is Reverend Father Christopher Odia. 3 of them have lost their lives, and it's really sad that people tend to, these priests who are meant to bring peace to people are the ones that are now victims
targets.
of,
targets.
Of
okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to Daily Sun. Strike. ASUU hits back at Buhari. Nigeria in bad shape. Needs competent leadership, says Obi. Death toll in Delta gas plant explosion rises to 10. Northern APC Christians leaders reject Muslim ticket. NDDC will resist attempts to appoint another interim administrator, says Clark. More APC leaders resign over the Muslim tickets. Kuje jailbreak Osinachi's husband, Badume, still in custody. Kokanso disowns Tinubu. I never endorsed APC candidates, he says. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Could do the major headline.
Major headline.
Yes, so ASUU, again, is mocking the President Muhammadu Buhari, over his enough is enough comments. They are saying that this is not what they expect from him, and enough cannot be enough. And it seems like what he's saying is comical. Is he just waking up from slumber? That they have been on strike for quite some time, and they have been trying as much as possible to have conversations with government, but they keep going back and forth. There was a committee that was set up, I think the BRICS committee, to have that conversation. There was a former committee before the BRICS committee in 2021, and they finished with all their negotiations, went back, and till 1 year, they didn't come back to say that this is what government has proposed to do. Now they set up the BRICS committee. They finished the conversation, I think, in the month of June, and they have been expecting that the government will call them to say, okay, these are some of the things that we're going to do concerning the demands that you have made. Up till now, they've not had any headway. So the president sitting down to say enough is not for him to say that. It's for them, ASUU, who their children have been away from school for a very long period of time. They are the ones that will say enough is enough, because they elected the president to represent them and ensure that there's quality education across country, especially in tertiary education.
Okay.
They said, our commander-in-chief, if only your administration had taken the sacred responsibility for education and the future of the Nigerian youth seriously, this latter day unconvincing lamentation without doing anything would have been unnecessary.
Yeah.
Quote.
Okay, so the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has dispelled reports that their presidential flag bearer, Rabiu Kwankwaso, is supporting Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2023 elections. According to them, if you recall, there was a news that spread across that Kwankwaso will collapse his structure to support Asiwaju. The party says no, that was never the case. That what happened was that their flag bearer had said that Bola Tinubu is his friend of many years. If I had not contested, I would have recommended him. I do not play politics of bitterness. We are both in presidential race, but I'm a better candidate. That's what he said. That people then misconstrued to say that he's supporting Asiwaju, and then the whole story went viral. That he's still waiting to get. We're still hoping to get his own running mates. He's yet to, because I think they have to July 15th. I think that's Friday, to submit their running mates. So he's yet to give us his own running mate. But he's clear that he's not. He's still in the race, and he's also running, and he's not collapsing the structure for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Let me take the story of the appointment. The statement from Chief Edwin Clark. He's speaking concerning the NDDC, saying that they are against the appointment of another interim administrator for NDDC, that they are hearing that the president is about to appoint another interim head, which is in total regard of the law establishing the NDDC. He also mentioned the fact that this will be the the person ending administration right now is the third person that is handling NDDC as an interim administrator, and that there's a limit to what an interim administrator can do. And so the NDDC has been left without proper structure and no board. So their request is, number one, the white paper report and forensic audit has been done. It should be published. And they should now appoint a proper board for the NDDC. And he also mentioned how contracts for the NDDC are being minuted on by the presidency from the villa, and that they know that has been happening for a while. That contracts they shouldn't award contract based on connection with the president or from federal appointments, people giving appointment. It shouldn't be a political thing or a political reward system. But at the NDDC, that they want to see the list of those that have been found culpable based on the forensic report. That if another person is appointed as an interim head, they will revolt against that person.
Okay. All right, let's move on to Vanguard. Muslim ticket, we can't campaign for Tinubu again, says Northern APC Christians. Why Jonathan stopped attending PDP meetings, says Clark. Motorist orders groan over hike in petrol price as scarcity persists. Police deploy 21,000 personnel to the Osun Guber polls. Expose Lagos Canal where people die weekly. How Health Ministry officials mismanaged 5.7 billion naira donor agencies fund, says Senate. Kuje prison break. Osirachi's husband, Wadume, is still in custody, says NCOS. ASUU strike, we talked about that already. Consider break committee's reports. First parents tell Buhari. 2023, why Afenifere will support Peter Obi, says Ayo Adebanjo. And 52 northern groups reject planned sale of 5 NNPP power plants. All right, which story are we starting with?
Do you have any story?
Yeah, I took the Lagos drain where... Yeah, in Idio, it happens in the Idio mission area. And they said when it rains, the people there, they don't know where to put their foot, especially if you're a stranger to the area and there's nobody there to guide you. You will just enter the drain and it will take you away. So they're calling on the local government and the state government.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cover the drain.
Local government should know that
Cover
place.
the drain.
The governor might not know, but the local government chairman
the story
should
has
know.
not finished. So the drain is located at Alhaji Lasisi bus stop in Mushi. And in the past 2 months, it has swallowed 2 people. A 25-year-old petty trader and Tijani, a 50-year-old. And just last Friday, it took a 15-year-old pupil who was going to school. Now, they said they have complained to the local government. The local government chairman came with his entourage, took fancy pictures, and disappeared for over 1 year. He has not done anything. So the community people are crying out to the government that something has to be done.
Even if you've not done anything, put something to stop, to demarcate that place so people don't go there.
But he did not.
Just put signs.
Put signs. Don't sell.
They just put danger. If I see danger, I won't go
yes,
there.
now.
No, they won't put it.
The local government
normally,
has not.
they say even this young girl, they were even telling her that don't go there, but it was too late.
It was too late.
She had already entered. They found her body in Diaraba.
Yeah, I'm on the case of this local government because I feel like many of them are just
they're not working.
We continue to demand that they work because the local government chairman within that machine should know what to do and they prevent his people from entering into that canal.
Is it not the same with the local government chairman of
it's across.
They should call them
out. That one is Ogun State. When you get to Ogun State,
it's not just for Lagos State now, Mariah.
It's not part of Nigeria.
It's Nigeria now.
Don't mind them.
The Nigerian show.
People dividing Nigeria
Imagine what's happening.
But the issues are a whole lot. Let me take the story of how the Ministry of Health officials mismanaged 5.7 billion donor agency funds. So the Ministry of the Senate committee the Senate committee has uncovered mismanagement to the tune of 5.7 billion. These are from donor agencies, some of them, namely Global Alliance for Vaccines, Immunization, Gavi, and International NGO, that bring funds to the government to provide some basic things. And right now, they noticed that they've stopped contributing to our health sector because they have been unable to get a proper audit of how the money they had sent before was spent. So the Senate committee, Senator Matthew, I don't want to mispronounce his name, Public Accounts, had asked for the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Health to come and defend this 5.7 and how it was spent. They sent a letter several times over the past 1 year and they haven't seen him. The last letter was dated on the 1st of February and it was supposed to show up on the 8th of February and it did not show up. And these funds because we are always complaining about the health sector, what would 5.7 billion have done if it was spent directly on what it was meant to do? Between 2010 2015 was when these funds were contributed, and according to these NGOs, they didn't get a satisfactory reply of how that money was spent, and so they are no longer going to give Nigeria, the health sector, any fund.
Okay, let me start with let me go with the major headline. So the Christians of the Northern Extraction of the APC have said they will no longer campaign for the party's presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because of his choice of the Muslim running mate. They said this because they say that he has by his choice, he has completely marginalized them, and they would not put in their efforts to campaign. However, somebody from the APC, let me get the Saliu Lukman, has said that there are various levels to a campaign. The first strategy is to win. It's after you win that you begin governance. So winning was a strategy, and it was important for them to pick a candidate that will help them to win. So if you don't win, you will not. There's nothing to govern. So according to them, the first thing first was for them to win, to get the candidacy. However, they've given Asiwaju till July 15th to make a change in his choice of Kasim Shettima. If not, they wouldn't be supporting him in the campaign.
Meanwhile, the Kuje jailbreak, the prison officials have said that the public relations officer of the FCT commander said it's not true that Wadume and Osinachi's husband escaped, and that the story is false, reckless, and mischievous. They are still in custody.
Talking about all these reckless messages that we just see, it's really annoying.
It went viral.
The Kwakwas don't want to went viral. This one to went viral. It's
That's
just
that they have escaped from prison.
It's unbelievable.
And they were in the prison.
And if they want to regulate social media, it is still us that will say, don't regulate social media. It's just disgusting. I think that's all we can take on social media.
You have been blaming us on this show. You now blame us every day, Mariah.
No, I'm just saying it's the reality.
We must take responsibility for what we're sharing. We must take responsibility for what we're sharing.
I read it inside the newspaper.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. We come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.